Can everyone hear us okay?
No. Mike, we're good, okay? Marta, good morning. All right, we ready? Recording? We're good? All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the June disability meeting. Let's go around the room so you can introduce yourselves for the record.
Stephanie Zimberg, representing Commissioner Sewell.
John Dorset, designee for control of Brad Lander, and I want to note that Allison Hirsch will be joining us via Zoom shortly.
Phil Dukes for Mayor Adams.
Damian Law for Finance Commissioner Preston Nyblock.
Joe Alejandro, PBA.
Chris McGrath, PBA by invitation.
Thomas Gilmore, PBA.
Mark Marino, PBA by invitation.
David Morris, PBA by invitation.
Nicole Jambrisi, Police Pension Fund, present by invitation.
Anthony Perley, SBA.
Jeffrey Wood, DEA.
Nick Safuni by invitation as counsel for the CEA, the LBA, SBA, and the DEA.
Jerome Marico, LBA.
Chris Monahan, CEA. Nick Massey, DEA by invitation.
Andy Miller, Police Pension Fund, present by invitation.
Bob Saskisted, Pension Fund, present by invitation, also present.
Rich Tussey, Medical Division, present by invitation.
Stanley Thomas, Police Pension Fund, present by invitation. Nicholas Leonardo, Pension Fund, present by invitation.
Police Pension Fund, present by invitation.
Vincent Diaz, Police Pension Fund, present by invitation.
Roger Glenn Almonte, Police Pension Fund, present by invitation.
Angelo Tristan, Police Pension Fund, by invitation.
Antoinette Rand, Police Pension Fund, present by invitation.
All righty, thank you. And with that,
When the public.
oh, I'm sorry, we have our go-to people. Sorry about that. Mike?
Mike Samet, Office of the Actuary, present by invitation.
Marta?
Marta Ross, Law Department, present by invitation. And I would also like to introduce Darren Trotter, who will be joining me and work on pensions matters at the Law Department.
Welcome aboard.
Present by invitation of the Mayor's Office.
All right. All right, oh, Gary?
SBA by invitation.
Lou?
Lou Turco, LBA.
All righty. Anybody else?
That's it.
That's it?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All good.
And now away we go.
All right.
Joe?
Joe Alejandro. Page 1, to accept the minutes of the previous meeting, Wednesday, May 11th, 2022, and to confirm the next meeting date, Wednesday, July 13th, 2022.
And Joe, Bob Saskisted, before we go further with the movement for the November investment meeting.
So, John Dorset, Joe, we had said that at the last meeting, we had discussed moving the November 1st meeting to November 2nd to accommodate a conflict at the Controller's Office. We had a discussion, but we didn't formally put it into the record. So if there's no objections, we'll make that note and we'll resend out an invite, moving the meeting from November 1st to November 2nd.
So we're going to change that to November 2nd, the investment meeting.
Correct.
And, while we're on the meetings, and as Andy has reminded me, next month we're doing a combo disability investment
On the 13th.
on the 13th. Do we, want to start, 9, on the format, 9:30 instead of 10? If that's, suitable for everybody?
I'll be on vacation, so it's suitable for me.
What week is that?
I think Allison just asked not before 9.
Not before, all right, so 9:30?
I had 9 anyway, but
All right, so we'll do 9:30. We'll start with
on the
the
13th.
disability calendar and then investment. That's good for
Correct,
everybody?
family business first.
Yeah, all right.
All right,
Thank you very much.
okay. All right, pages 2 through 5.
Joe, pages 2 through 5, nothing of a controversial nature.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right.
Okay. Memorandum from Bob Sense Cassette regarding transfer of contingent reserve funds from Police Pension Fund to New York State Police and Fire Pension Fund.
Nothing of a controversial nature.
Okay?
All right,
It's also so
so,
moved. Next, the discussion regarding the Equity for Surviving Spouses Act.
So, Nicole Jambrisi, since the last meeting, I sent the letter on behalf of the board to the New York State Bar Association outlining out all of the concerns of the board. I received a response from the chair of the subcommittee asking for written policies and procedures of the fund and certain statistics. We will be treating that as a FOIL request, and we will be responding to him under the Freedom of Information law. He did ask for a response before today for his committee meeting. However, the voluminous request that he's asking requires us to query our computer system. So I just wanted to inform the board that we acknowledged it under the Freedom of Information law, and will be responding accordingly to that.
Who's asking for that, Nicole?
It's the New York State Bar Association. It's in conjunction with their proposal for the Equity for Surviving Spouses Act, which, just to refresh the board's recollection, would require all members to leave their spouse as their option beneficiary unless the spouse waives such designation. If it pleases the board, we'll remove this from the agenda, as I think for now board action has concluded. And if we need action on anything, we'll just reintroduce it. Would that be all right with everyone?
So note that.
Do you have an estimate on, do you think I know we've talked with other boards that got the same request, and they were saying as late as August, because it's a lot of data to mine.
Yes, so I told him to expect a response by the first week of August. Part of the problem is we're going into a critical testing period on our COPS 2.0 software, and also we're going into the actuarial reporting, and the same group of people who would be querying the system for me to fulfill this request are also the people who are working on the testing and the actuarial reporting. Otherwise, in theory, it shouldn't take that long, but you know, there are other things going on.
all right.
All right, next item, the Audit Committee. Stanley?
Okay, so Stanley, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Before the board has a discussion about the resolution, I just wanted to do a quick introduction. As you all know, we started to create a internal audit unit within Police Pension Fund. So I just want to introduce the director and the staff auditor for this unit, and then they will take lead. And if you have any questions about the resolutions for the audit committee, they'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Our director is Nick, and Dupe is our internal auditor as well. So I'll pass the mic over to
Stanley,
Nick.
She didn't get to, yeah, she needs, not common spelling on their names.
Yeah, I'll give it to you afterwards. Is that okay? So Nick, I'll pass the mic over to you.
Sure. Where's the mic? Where is the mic? Come on.
It's in the budget with your name, please.
Don't forget the 3/4 zip.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicholas Leonardo. To piggyback off what Sam said, thank you for that introduction. The Director of Internal Audit for the Pension Fund. I've been here for 6 months, and in that time, we've been working on building out the newly created Internal Audit Unit. Just a little bit of my background. This is my 16th year with the city. I started off my career with the New York City Comptroller's Office, actually in the Financial Audit Bureau, before making my way over to OMB to be their first Director of Internal Audit, tasked with also building out their internal audit unit, which they did not have before, and hoping to do the same thing here with the Police Pension Fund, and looking forward to working with everyone. And then I guess just in terms of the audit committee resolution, if there are any questions, we'll be happy to answer them. If no questions, we're just looking to the board to help us out decide who should be a part of that audit subcommittee.
Okay.
All right. Well, anybody from the controller's office on their resume has fine pedigree, in my opinion. Welcome aboard.
Except for a guy named Doris, they're still trying to think. So, so are we doing this now?
So there was a draft resolution circulated to the board, but it does not have the board composition. So if you'd like, we can put that in now and you can vote on it, or you can tell us who you want in and you can table it and vote next month. It's completely up to all of you.
So I'll start this off, right? I recognize the PC must be on this committee because I believe that that's in the 1940 rules to begin with, is that the police commissioner is on all the committees.
That is correct.
I guess my question for the board is the intention to have an even number of votes between the city and labor as we do on the board? And in that case, does it make sense to have a 4-person committee or a 6-person committee?
So, John, if I may, the committees cannot vote. So the New York City Administrative Code 13216 states that action of the board requires a quorum of 7/12.
Correct.
So wherever there's a committee, the committee is making a recommendation to the full board where action is required. So similarly, like we saw with the medical board committee, the medical board committee didn't vote. They made a recommendation to the full board, then the full board took whatever action they needed. So wherever the internal audit department needs board action, the whole board would need to vote on it. So there would be no vote structure in the committee itself.
Okay. So with that said, I mean, if you have the PC's rep, I would presume you're going to need a city side representative. Obviously, the controller's office has many audit functions and sits on many audit committees. So, we're more than happy to serve on the audit committee here, especially because my boss isn't in the room. So, she can't say no. so I mean, if it pleases the board, we can put the controller on there. But I do think it's important that if we're having a committee of this board, that there's at least 2 folks from labor, if there's 2 folks from the city side.
Well, I would volunteer to be on the committee. But maybe you want to follow what we have like on the proxy committee. So, Chris or Lou, whoever.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we have some internal conversations and we can put it to bed at then.
We can do that now. You want to do that now?
If you want.
Chris, you're in? You audit committee? Yes. You volunteered. Wow, what a guy.
As the mayor's office pensions is getting a new director in the next couple of days, I would appreciate some time for them to decide.
There you go. You're off the hook now.
All right.
So we'll table this and we'll put a final resolution before you next month.
Okay.
So, Chris Monahan officially, I didn't say yes, because we was not
Yeah, and I reserve the right to remove the controller from the committee.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next is the resolution regarding reversion of retiree to maximum retirement allowance.
Benny?
We got one of our members in the request to revert from the option she chose. She would be maximum. She chose her now former spouse. It was a little bit for resolution.
Are there any questions?
Vincent Diaz.
Are there any questions? Does someone mind making a motion?
Make a motion.
Thank you, Joe.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, none opposed, thank you.
Okay, next is the resolution regarding the extension of effective period for insurance for New York City Police Group life insurance plan for pension fund members.
All right, this is the usual annual extension of the group life insurance plan, which commenced May 8, 1970, and is giving the members coverage through June 30th of 2023.
Make a motion.
Motion? Okay, PBA with a motion, second by Jeff Ward. DEA, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, none opposed. Thank you very much. Next is. What?
Resolution regarding control as custodian of the fund.
Nothing of controversial. So Joe, I'll just say that this is the same resolution that we do it.
And I always ask the same question. Has been any modification?
No
any changes to the
modification
prior
other than the date.
and the control.
And
All right.
Okay, so I make a motion.
Second? Anybody? Jeff Ward, second. PBA with the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
So
No, thank
moved.
you. Let me say thank you.
No, thank you.
All right. Thank you for thanking me, for thanking you, for thanking him. Resolution, meetings conducted via teleconference.
So this resolution was a collaborative effort last month. We circulated it after the board meeting for the law department to review and for all the trustees to consider. Since last month, at the June 7th investment meeting, this board did vote to avail themselves of the executive order. And just to notify everyone, Executive Order 11.7 was just signed this week by the governor, extending the executive order saying that we're in a state of emergency through July 14th. So you will be covered through the July board meeting. However, if you would like to continue doing meetings via teleconference after such date, you would need to pass this resolution. So I don't know if there's any revisions or questions on what was circulated last month, or if you're in a position to take action on the resolution.
Okay, we're good?
So good?
I think the law department's looked at this from every agency, and they're okay with it.
Marta, do you have any comments?
Nope, it looks good to me.
So, I mean, I'll make a motion to accept this with the understanding that if we determine that there's a clause or something that we need to revisit, we can always do so at a later date, so.
I accept it with your modification, so.
And so that's the only modification, is that we may come back to this if we find that it doesn't work, and we'll have to revisit it.
I'll second it as stated.
All right. All in favor? So moved.
And you'll send out the sign line.
Yes. And then just before we conclude public, there have been a lot of conversations in the public about the medical board. And with great pleasure, we would just like to notify the board that all 3 vacancies have been filled. We would like to thank Lieutenant Tessie and Inspector Gazis for all of their help from the medical division, Commissioner Zimberg for helping us work with the police commissioner's office, and Phil Dukes for working with the Department of Health to secure those appointments. And we believe once the contracts are signed with the doctors, we will have a fully staffed medical board. So thank you, everyone.
All right. I believe there's nothing else that concludes the public.
Yeah, so I would like to make a motion that we enter executive session.
Second.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.